Hello and welcome. I'm Robin with Robin's Wreath. We're going to be working with my new sign today. This says Boo Yall, and it's in our rail that has the frame around it, so you can change it out. This was actually the snowman rail that I used, and I took the components off and added this line to it. Alright, let me see if I can pull up so I can see your comments. Of course, it's sometimes I wish this would just work the first time. There we go. Found that. Welcome. Say hello when you're popping on. Let me know where you're watching from. There we go. Found that. Welcome. Say hello when you're popping on. Let me know where you're watching. There we go. I really appreciate you joining me today. Sorry I wasn't live on Monday night, but I thought my girl was going to have her pups. She waited until everybody went to bed and then decided to pop them all out. So, hey Tammy, hey Shelly, welcome. Alright, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you, my tinsel tie is flaking. I'm going to show you how to put this on so you can take it off when you want to swap it out for another holiday. Alright, so we're going to be using some zip ties. This tinsel tie piece here is 15 inches long. Forgot to plug in the glue gun. Take care of that. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue one of these at every 5 inches. And these are cut at 10 inches. So I'm going to have like one in the middle and then one on either side of it. If y'all wouldn't mind sprinkling, I'd really appreciate it. Hello, Joanne. Welcome. Alright, so we're going to be working with this sign. We also came up with some wreath attachments. And these are candy corn. And I don't know if you can see it, but they have like a glitter effect to it. We have them in the wreath attachments, and we also have them for a tier tray where they sit up on their own. And that would be these. And then we have a little sign that says, Halloween makes me so corny. So, I listed everything. I got everything online. Everything's in the shop. So while we're waiting for the glue gun to heat up, why don't we just go ahead and attach some tinsel tie to the back of the candy corn. So when we get ready to put it in our wreath, it's all ready. You all know me and my trusty cordless Milwaukee stapler, my favorite. That's all it takes. Now these come already painted, all ready to go. They are about 4 inches high and about 3 inches wide at the bottom. And they're going to sit up really nice in the mesh. I'm going to be using a black mesh today because I want this and the ribbon, I want this to pop. I don't want you to focus on the rail. I want you to focus on the wreath attachments. So that's why I went with black. Thank you, Rachel. Alright, so let's get started. So So I'm going to bend this in half so I can find the middle. There we go. And I'm going to take a piece of tinsel tie and I'm going to glue it. Carefully twist it so I don't get glue on myself and burn myself. So that's all I did. Put a little spot of glue and then twisted it. There is a piece of fuzz that just does not want to leave me alone. So that's our middle. So I'd say about every 2 inches from that, you're going to put another one. I'm going to hold that down with my skewer and then tighten it. No burning involved. Woo, woo. And then we're going to do the same thing about another 2 inches out. There we go. Just making sure I'm not missing anybody's comments. I do go back at the end. This sign is a 10-inch sign, and it's now listed in my shop. I have a couple of candy corn. We've got the chicken dude, that there's a candy corn sign that matches him. If y'all get a chance, look up the story of how candy corn got started. They actually called it chicken food in the beginning. Alright, so we've got 5. We've got 1 in the middle and 2 on either side. So I'm going to tape this end and I'm going to wrap it around. Because see, when I want to take this apart, I want to be able to get to this. So I'm going to push it up in the middle so it's not scratching on the back. I've already got my Dollar General chair pads on the back, so it will not scratch my door. And we're going to pull this around. These rails were made to be reusable. Then we're going to take 3 zip ties, bring it up through the bottom, because we're going to zip tie it on top. And I'm going to put 1 on each end and then 1 in the middle here. And I think I'm going to do 1 on both sides. That way it's secure enough for the bow. So when I go to take this apart, all I have to do is remove the 4 zip ties and then just pull out the sign and put new mesh on. It's great for storing too, because you're just storing this little section that has the mesh and the bow attached to it. Hello everyone, welcome. And we're going to trim these. And then we're going to put 1 more on the end. That way everything's in place, everything's secure. And it's easy to take it apart when you want to change your sign. There we go. Now I cut my mesh at 30 inches because I really don't want to see the white base. I kind of want you to see this. And I'm just going to do a regular ruffle. And already I'm not really liking this mesh. So, let's see what else I got. The other one I have has burlap in it, and boy, that just flies up in your face. Could even use that if you wanted to. So maybe, because I have some of that left over, maybe what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of that in there too. I think there's some more way back there. Yes. We'll go ahead and try it. I don't think it's going to give me the effect I wanted. So, let me see what this is going to look like. Like I said, it's got the burlap in it, so it's probably going to make me sneeze. Let's go ahead and try it. What do we got to lose? Nothing. This is a nice soft mesh too. Boy, I can really smell that burlap. Yeah, let's go ahead and use this one. I think I like this one better. Yeah, much better. All right, another one at 30. Did y'all have a nice holiday weekend? Let me know where you're watching from. And what's the weather like where you're at? Yeah, see, this does a better job of hiding the frame. I have a feeling that's value mesh. And I don't know what that's doing in my room. Look at that. That looks really pretty, doesn't it? I like it. And see, you're only using 5 pieces of mesh, so you can splurge and go a little bit wider than you normally do, because it only takes 5 pieces of mesh. And this is a good way to use up your leftover mesh too. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this one next. I'm going to leave the one in the middle blank for now, because this is so full. That'll make that middle kind of stand up and make my bow pop when I put that on there. Because see, I'll just go right through here. So that will sit above these. So that's what I want. Hey, Sherry, welcome.
I'm not sure I understand.
Now, my laptop or my iPad thinks I'm trying to talk to Sari. She's answering me back when I said your name. God. Has anybody had 1 week where you just have all these little gremlins with every piece of equipment you're using? That has been last week, and it's spilled over into this week. It's like, are you kidding me? This is really thick mesh. I really like this mesh. It's really nice and soft. There we go. Now we're going to go back and put the middle one on, and the middle one is going to stand up above the other ones. The puppies are doing good. Mama's doing good. The little guy, the little chocolate boy, he's struggling a little bit. So I've been getting up and feeding him every couple of hours. I think what happened, I think he was just a little younger. He may have been conceived on like the last time they hooked. And so his brothers are much bigger. They're actually doubling, doubled his size. So I'm tube feeding him. He doesn't like it, but he's not losing and he's not gaining. So that tells me that I'm doing the right thing. So, because he's maintaining. But boy, is he tiny. He's only like 3.2, well, now he's 3.1. So there we go. And that looked pretty. And like I said, this is one of our frame grails where you can pull your sign in and out. And then see, we're going to put our candy corns in there. Thank you. See, that really looks pretty in there. So we are going to, I think, work on the bow now and get that in place. Also, back here, I have a pumpkin that was from the Dollar Tree, and I'm painting the top white, and then I'm going to paint the middle orange, and this is kind of the same color as in the sign, and I'm going to make like a tri-colored pumpkin, and I think that's going to go in here somewhere, but it's not going to be done in time, so I'll have to show you that afterwards. I'm trying to come up with different ideas on how you can make some of your own items to go in here, because you just never know when the supply chain gets cut off. Except now, because I'm using this, I don't want to use the bottom color I chose. So we're going to get out, I have candy corn, and I have this one. And I also have this, but I want to see what I'm going to use for the bottom. Let me see what we got here. I'm going to use this. There's that too matchy. We could put that first. We could put that on top of it. Then we could do this. Now, see that? Now I caused myself an issue because I changed it. I definitely want to use this because this matches the pattern in the boo. So I definitely want to use that. And I definitely want to use this. That is just too blah. So to me, that's not going to work. So, woo, I know, I think. We're going to use this on the bottom. We'll use this first, then we'll put that on top. Then I only need one for in the middle here. So, I just can't decide. I want an orange, but I don't want to. Let's do it this way. Let's do that. And then do this. And then do that. I think that's the way I want to go. We'll try it. We'll see how it looks. All right. This is not going to work. I know you're all listening to me, so I'm not talking to myself. They're a little bit heavier, Tammy, but they're solid and they're reusable. You make a wreath, you're not going to be able to reuse that wreath base. You're going to have to take everything off. This is just a matter of clipping those 4 zip ties and pulling it off. And this makes it so much nicer because you can just store this piece on a hanger in your closet. Everything will be attached to it. So next season you just pull it out again and put it down. Okay. All right, so we're going to go with this. And I don't know if you've seen this. This is a new ribbon that's weather resistant. It almost feels like plastic. Thank you, Brooklyn. So I'm going to do about a 12-inch tail. And then I think we're going to do probably about a 6-inch loop. This is wired, so it will hold up. Check my loops. Twist. Come around again. I also have this welcome ribbon that I used on the centerpiece back there that also has the orange and black check. Straighten this out. Pop it up now. I know I'll end up re-pooping. Yep. Go. All right, and then we're going to go for this. Again, like a 12-inch tail. And this time I think I'm going to drop it down about a 1/2 inch. I'm only going to do like 2 loops. So I just want it peeking through a little bit. Sorry, this is flopping on me. And it's alright if your tails are not even. They don't have to be even. Gives it a little more dimension when they're not. Alright, then next, let's go for, no, I'm not going to use the orange. I am going to use black and white. This, and I like that this has a little glitter in it, but I don't know if I have enough, so I might have to go to this one. Well, we can throw it in there. We could, let's put this on the front. That's what we'll do with it. We'll go with this one next, and then we'll put this in the front. See, sometimes I just need to look at something a couple times. We're going to do 4 loops of this. I think I'm going to leave that one a little long and curl it on one side. Actually, I need that about 15 inches. There we go. I'm liking it already. So, I think in the middle, we're just going to do 1 loop. I'm actually going to divide it in half here. Actually, I'm going to cut a piece off, because I'm going to use that one in the middle to kind of finish it. There. Kind of like that. Looks a little whimsical. And I like whimsical, so need a zip tie. going to put my tinsel tie through there. Then we are going to pull it tight. Clip it. And use this piece to cover up our tinsel or our zip tie. Now to do that, I'm going to fold it and fold it and then glue it down. Just like that. And then we're going to put that over top of the zip tie to make that disappear. It just gives it a more finished look, and people appreciate that. Hold that down a minute, and then we're going to trim some of it off, fold it down, put a little on the underside, fold it over, and then put a little glue up here and pull it tight. There. Now I've totally disguised my zip tie. Gives it that more finished look. So let's go ahead and put this on. Now, because I want to be able to take this off and have everything come off as one, I'm actually going to take this and twist it over and create like a little ring in here out of my tinsel tie. So I really didn't need all that. But then I'm going to take that little ring and slip this through it. So when I take it apart, everything will come off together. I won't have to fish for it down below. There we go. Okay. Now let's go ahead and straighten this up and make it look like a bow. Because right now I don't think it does. Okay, that's done, that's done. Just going to pull these up so I can see what I'm doing. Just rock it back and forth. Rock it, baby. Put that bow to bed. Alright, now let me get my tails down here. And then let's take care of our loops. Bring this down here. And dovetail. And then I'm going to take these and dovetail. I'm just going to use my marker to help me roll it up. And then I'm going to pull it down. I have a little piece of PVC pipe that I usually use. I like the width of that, but this wood is easy to slide off. Okay, there's our bow so far. So let's go ahead. Now for these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some tails with this to put in back of these, but I'm not sure. I'm a bow girl. I like bows. So we're going to make a bow. A cheater bow. Now, cheater bow is basically just crisscrossing and pulling the loops down. But I think I want it bigger than that. You can twist it if you want. But I think that's just giving it a little pop of color right there. So I'm going to go ahead and tie that down. And then I'm going to take this and create my little ring in there. We don't need all this. So by ring, we have a little hole there, and that's just big enough to pull this through and twist it to hold it in place. Kind of like that. Let's do that on the other side and get out another one. I have the sign listed, and then in another listing the rail is there, and then in another listing the link to the wreath attachments. And you know what? I kind of like the ribbon tail, one going up and one going down. So we're going to do it that way. Create our little ring. And I think I'm going to put a little spot of glue on there and try not to burn myself when we do this. Now it comes with 3 of the candy corn. We could, if we wanted, stick this one up here, which I think that's a good place for it. So let's go ahead create our ring. Look at that. I'm sporting a candy corn ring. I could see my granddaughter doing that. The wreath size, Kayla, it depends on the size. All right, this is a 10-inch, so it would be $10.95. The 8-inch is $8.95. The 12-inch is $12.95. That's how I price them. And then we're just going to have that peeking through the top here. So I created my little ring. And if you haven't seen our framed rails, they're made so you can just pull the sign in and out anytime you want to change your sign or holiday or whatever. Okay? Now, we're not done because I kind of think I want something a little whimsical added to it. So, I pull out these little pom-poms. That I have some felted balls here, and then I have some pom-poms. And I think the top of our sign looks really plain, so I think we're going to put a little bow up there. Like right up here. See how it kind of pulls it? Now, in order to do that, I don't want to glue anything to the frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little piece of wire. Okay? And I'm going to tie the wire around the bow. So see, I've got a little piece of wire there. Then I'm going to take the wire, because remember, I want to make this so I can remove it and reuse it next year. So I'm just going to take this little piece of wire, slip it under. Let me show you if you can see it. The frame is here. So I'm going to slip it under there, and I'm just going to tie it and hide the wire behind it. Let's dovetail. I didn't tie it tight enough, so I'm going to take my needle nose here and twist it, because I can't get a good grip on that wire. And then I'm just going to put it over the back. Now, so I don't catch my finger on that, I'm just going to take a piece of painter's tape and I'm going to cover that. And I'm going to have one going up and one going down. Just like that. And I could, if I wanted, put a pom-pom in there, and I just may. But what we're going to do here is, let's see, so Must be the answering machine going off. So I'm going to stick that through there. I'm going to put a little bit of glue there so it can't go past there. Then I'm going to stick this through here, and then I'm going to stick the white one. Now, let me see what we can do with this. Let's see if I want to leave that in place. It might be a hazard. So, let's just go ahead and twist it under and back in to the pom-pom. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this in here, but I'm wondering if I want it over here or if I want it in the bow. I think it looks better with the candy corn. So I'm going to go through my little ring that I created in the back, and we're going to wrap that around. This is just another way that you can add something to it. I think that looks good. Yes, the frame rails were something that my husband and I told him I wanted it because I wanted them. In fact, we're in the process of making some new ones too. I wanted something that people could take off the door and just store the components. I told him, I said, I want it like a frame where you can just slide it in and out. And he did an awesome job with this frame. There were so many different ones that, well, actually I think 3 that he started on, and he did an amazing job with that. That was not easy to do because he had to put a groove in there using our one machine, and so, but he made it happen. And then I said, okay, I want it for the circle rail. It's like, you know, he makes it happen. I don't know how, but he makes it happen. So I you know, I tell him what I want and he does it. So I'm thrilled. Hey Dawn, welcome. Now this one isn't going through as easy as it went through on the first two, or the first one. Come on now. I've lost so much sleep the last 3 days, and all I want to do is go to bed, and it's like, you know, you can't. Like, you've got stuff you have to do. How is that not? You saw how easy that went through that one. Now, why will it not go through this one? I'm using the same wire. I'll be a son of a gun. It is not going through. You all were my witness. You saw how I went and slid that through there. All right. Look at that. That would make a cute little pumpkin. Just put a little indent in there. Oh, that's an idea. Put a little indent in there and then put a little piece of rope and have little pumpkins all over it. Look at that. It's like a little cherry. Oh, now I have to get it out. I gotta try a piece of rope. That is just too cute. Look at that. OMG. See what happens? Look at that. Isn't that cute? That's just cute for up there. Okay, that's gone up there. When I don't have enough sleep, my mind starts to wander, and that's what's been happening. And then I got up once or twice to feed the baby puppy last night, and you feel like you're the only one alive on the planet. I like that little pumpkin. I do not know why this will not go through. You saw me do it on the last one. Okay, you know what? Forget it. We're just going to make little pumpkins. Just a little pumpkin. A little cherry pumpkin. That's too cute. This is a one-of-a-kind original. Welcome. We're making our own little wreath attachments. Little tiny pumpkins. Let me see if I can get this up through here. Okay. I can glue it in this end and then dent it and put the rope for the pumpkin on the other end. Little tiny pumpkins. So look at that. We started out with one idea and we ended up with a different idea. And we'll put this through that little circle that we left. Oh, that's too cute. And just wrap this around. It's not going to go anywhere. And then I have some pearl sprays here, and I'm going to use some of those just to pull out some of that white. Hey, Nanny Dot, welcome. Thank you. Just put a little bit of whimsy there. Actually, we don't want it to take away from the pumpkin. So we're going to leave our tiny pumpkin at the top, which I just pulled off. And then we're going to glue this in from the bottom and have it spraying out. I'm actually going to glue my pumpkin to the top. There. All right. I'm going to put a little of this up here. I know you're saying, what's she doing? But I like these little pearls. They just make it pop. There we go. All right. We need another little pumpkin on the top of our candy corn there. See, when one idea flops, another one pops up in its place. So we're making tiny pumpkins. Just going to squeeze that so it'll hold it. We're just going to put that pumpkin right there on our candy corn, just like that. And put one of these over there. Going to hold that for a minute. So I think I'm going to ditch my idea of putting that 3-colored pumpkin on here. I kind of like these little ones. There. And put one of these there, and then I think we're done. And then I have got to go feed a puppy. His little belly is probably hungry. Somebody must be outside. And that's what they're all upset about. Now, because that's not staying, I'm going to stick a little glue on this and sandwich this between that and the candy corn. There we go. All right. I think we're done. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What are your thoughts? Right? See, I don't do a lot of decorating for Halloween. And this, I love candy corn. I shouldn't eat it, and I probably won't this year. But I love candy corn. And to me, it's just whimsical. You know, it's It's not overwhelming, but candy corn are my favorite. Thank you, Kay. Thanks, Sherry. Uh-oh. Every time I say Sherry's name, Siri thinks I'm asking her a question and she tries to answer. But just using those little felted balls, we made those little pumpkins. Just something, just a little pop of visual interest in there. Thank you. I like your hearts, Dawn. That's cute. All right. I think we're good. We're over and out. And I will see you all on... Oh, wait a minute. There's the new tier tray sign, which I showed at the beginning. Halloween makes me so corny. And then there's little tier tray candy corn that sits up in your tier tray. And then we have two new signs. We had this one in rectangle and someone requested it in an oval. So that's now in an oval, which goes really nice in our oval framed rail. And then my friend Diane from over the pond, she wanted just this 5x7 monochromatic Let It Snow sign. So I made that for her last night. So that's being shipped to her today. So those are, everything is listed in my Etsy shop. And there's more stuff coming. All right, so I'll see you all on Monday. Have a great and safe weekend. Thank you.